Hey, what's poppin'? This your boy Jay the Comedian. How y'all doing today? Oh, how am I doing? Oh, I feel terrific. Feeling real good today, actually. And today I would like to talk to you guys about bad association spoiling useful habits. Oh, I just triggered like 18,000 of y'all. I know it because, that's the scripture that was beaten into our heads every day as a young Jehovah Witness. And yesterday I made a video talking about young Jehovah Witnesses, and I guess this is kind of like the part 2 to that, because I have to address this bad association, spoiled youthful habit saying that's been beaten into our heads all our young life as a Jehovah Witness. But before I start, here's your always reminder. This is an XJW video. Please hit the like button so that this video can be seen by as many people as possible. That's how we support the cause, y'all. Hit that like button. Okay, so let's break down the saying itself. Bad association spoils useful habits. I always were like, really? That's the scripture y'all gonna beat into our head? Like, first off, when you say it, it's kind of a suggestion. It's not really that tough in language. Like, there's nothing definite in that entire saying. Bad association spoils useful habits. That means bad association. That means like bad people that you're around, right? It doesn't specifically say like, certain type of people, just quote unquote bad association. It leaves the door open for there to be almost anybody, okay? It didn't spoil. Spoil is something that slowly becomes bad. You know what I mean? It doesn't immediately happen. It happens over a period of time. So you can't really lock in on how long it will take. And then good habits. It doesn't say like, things that you do in life or it won't, bad association will take away from future good experiences, or it just leaves the door open for a lot of interpretation, basically, like the entire saying. So good habits, like habits are things that you build up over a certain amount of time in life. Now, the thing with habits is you can have good habits and you can have bad habits. Now, the scripture says good habits, right? So then we have to break it down a little bit further. What are Jehovah Witnesses? Their habits. They're all about their habits from beginning to end. You got to go to the hall this day, every day, all the time, every week. Can't miss a meeting. You got to study, go out to field service. We know the habits. And the longer you do them, the more used to them you get. And even if you hate them, you still do them. And you just do them for year after year after year after year after year. Now, after you've done it for a certain amount of time, right? After you built up those habits, it's kind of, you as a human being feel the need to have to do them. Like, it's no longer like, this is just something they making me do. It's like, these are the habits I've been doing for so long. I kind of feel weird not doing them anymore. But that's the whole thing, that's how they get you. Because whenever, let's say it like this. If I was in a relationship with a woman, right? And I always made her feel bad. I always took advantage of her. I always took money from her. I always made her like not happy, and she was always crying and stuff like that. Now, if this goes on for an extended amount of time, she builds up a certain habit, like, okay, I can't say this, or he'll do this. Or if I don't give him this, he'll act this way. And it makes her to do a certain set of habits, right? Now, in this situation, that's bad for her, good for me. Right? If I'm the bad guy in the situation. Bad for her, good for me. Now, if she starts to hang around people that tells her, hey, you shouldn't listen to that guy. You shouldn't let him treat you like that. Look at me in my life. Look at how my significant other treats me. You don't have to be unhappy. You don't have to be crying all the time. You can do better. In that situation, those people telling that woman that who's concerned about her and her feelings, that's good association for her, right? But in that same scenario, if I'm the bad guy, those same people are bad association for me. Now, in that situation, who do you care about the most? Me or the person I'm victimizing? Because as you simply put, if she starts to change the habits of not doing things to make me happy and start doing things to make her happy, chances are I'm going to be even more unhappy, right? And she's going to be even closer to gaining the freedom and happiness she needs when she kicks my crazy tail to the curb. But this is what I need you guys to look at whenever you hear the bad association spoils useful habits entire thing. Who are those habits that are useful benefiting? Who is getting the greatest benefit from those useful habits? Is it you? Because I could think of useful habits. Like, let's say you go to school and you get a career and you educate yourself and you make useful habits of learning, of figuring out how the world works, of making sure that you leave something for your kids to benefit and build on once they're in a position to go on with their life, to take the reins from you. I think personally, those are good habits. But what are the Jehovah's Witnesses telling you? No, don't go to college. Don't spend all this time and energy on secular education. Spend it on making Jehovah happy. And in this scenario, I think we can all agree, Jehovah sounds a lot like the governing body. You see, this is the thing. Whenever you have a situation where somebody is benefiting from your habits, those useful habits aren't for you. Those useful habits are for them. That's why if you hang around certain people, let's just take anybody who's an apostate, just throw them out the window, right? No, we're not going to talk about them. We're going to talk about anybody who's not a Jehovah's Witness. Why they want to really shorten the amount of time you spend around non-Jehovah's Witness people, worldly people, right? Because when you hang around somebody who's not a Jehovah's Witness, they question why you do certain things. Like, I remember always having to explain to people why disfellowshipping was okay. No, you don't get it, man. You just don't get it because you're worldly. You don't understand. You gotta get disciplined. But you see, that's the entire point. The people who were outside and could use rational thought, they could immediately see that that's a bad idea. They could immediately notice that, that's not how you treat somebody that you love. It's not even, no, that's not how it works. So whenever you're around people like that, they open up your mind. They make you start to do different habits. Now, if you start to miss meetings, not study as much, start watching those movies you ain't supposed to watch, and doing all these new habits, you get a lot happier. You feel a lot better. But the organization, meeting attendance down, probably ain't getting them donations out of field service, nor since you ain't at the hall, you ain't making no donations yourself. And the more you wake up, the more likely it is that you're like, I don't think I want to invest any more donations into this organization. So you being around those people and making it a habit of doing things that make you happy, that is not good for the organization. It doesn't work. Like, what are you doing? You're so happy and great and living your best life, and you look like you have set up a perfect line of happiness for your kids to take over once you're not here anymore. That doesn't help Jehovah. Is that what makes Jehovah happy? How many times I heard that coming up as Jehovah's Witness? Like, is that, would Jehovah like that movie? I don't know, I ain't talked to him. He refused to speak to me. But the point is this. Are those useful habits they're trying to keep intact benefiting you, or is it benefiting them? That's a real question I want you to think about. Because I'll tell you right now, there's 1,000 times I've heard over the assembly, I got some extra shifts at work, and I was really looking forward to this promotion, but I found out I'm gonna miss one meeting a week, and I turned it down. Oh, and everybody, what a sacrifice for Jehovah. But that sacrifice affects you and your family directly. And I don't know about you, when it comes to sacrificing stuff like that for Jehovah, the governing body don't seem too happy to, sacrifice for Jehovah. Because I can tell you now, a lot of people, if you're a Jehovah's Witness and you are going to school and you get a good education and stuff like that, you'll have more time to go out of field service and do all that other crazy stuff. So if the governing body pay for people to go to college and get their education and then get a good job and be able to sustain themselves and their family and build up a future for their family, they could possibly put their people in a better position to make Jehovah happy if that was their goal. But that's the thing, though. They know that education gives you freedom. I don't know if they really want people to, like, have to look down that aisle later on down life and they're like, I can make all this money or I can be a witness. That's a choice that a lot of people will struggle to make. There are some that will get up there in front of, like, they'll do it just so they can be like, oh, I'm gonna kill this part when they get to the assembly. But for the most part, no. Most people will wake up if you let them go to college and get that education and learn about how life really is. And learn about different ways to monetize their life and monetize their talents and things like that. They will leave the organization. So the organization can't have that. They let you get college education now because you need one to basically survive. They're not going to speak against it now. But I remember quite vividly when I was coming up, college, no. You should go to Bethel. Where you won't receive any education, won't receive any money, won't receive any transferable skills, won't receive anything but a nice boot to your backside when they're done with you. Oh, those useful habits aren't so useful to you, are they? Bad association spoils useful habits. You need to, in this scenario, figure out who exactly is the bad association. Because the habits that you could have built to help you and your family, they're being spoiled by somebody, and it's not worldly people. The habits that makes you happy and can upbuild your life, you can get from other people, but somebody's calling those other people bad association because it's spoiling the useful habits that they need. Just think about that, okay? That's all I'm going to talk about today. If you haven't liked the video yet, please like it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. It's your boy, Jay the Comedian. Leave a comment so I can talk to you. Holla at your guala. Deuces.